Do you even realize how important, how special your spirit is? I have encountered so many obstacles to start this video, and I think that's for a good reason. There is seriously some crazy energy that's happening right now. You have gone through, I feel like this is really symbolic because when I was meditating and journaling earlier, I had actually like really gotten this sense already that you have gone through so much yourself that you are just now coming into this place where I think you're starting to realize the kind of person that you are. And we're talking freaking royalty, okay? I don't know if you understand that. Like, the feeling that I got was just like, and I think you're starting to get this, so I don't think I need to like really lay it on thick here, but just in case you're forgetting, like, you have such a special spirit, and you have gone through some seriously difficult things that have made you question your self-worth. And first of all, I'm so sorry for that. Like, that, of course, is not something like I would wish upon you, right? But I think you might be starting to understand that there was a reason why you've gone through so many difficult things. And that's not to say that there's an excuse for bad things happening to good people, but it seems like the clouds are really starting to part for you in your life right now. And here you are. I kept hearing the phrase like stepping into yourself. You are stepping into yourself, as in you are starting to realize like the person that you are and like where you fit into this world, and are just barely scratching the surface on how stinking important you are. If you've been following my videos for a little while, and if any of my videos have been resonating, there's a very real chance that you have just been starting to kind of awaken and like realize or get this like sense that you have a higher purpose, and either that it's coming for you or you are just now starting to realize what your higher purpose is. And I think that is giving you even more clarity of how freaking important you are, which I still don't think you fully realize. So that's part of why I'm here, is to like remind you of this incredible way that you are able to turn extremely difficult things into love, motivation, like patience and understanding, and like clarity in your life. Like, you have been able to alchemize the pain that you've been through, and here you are coming out the other side. Like, I'm envisioning like somebody who's just stepping out of battle, but like almost as if they've like leveled up, that they are wearing like the most incredible, like low-key kind of over the top armor because of like the seriously divine protection that you've had in your life. Like, you have people on this earth and not on this earth, you know, depending on what you believe in this world, where people go, who are looking over you right now, who are watching over you, who have been protecting you to help you get to this point. And there are some of you people out there who have not thought that you're going to make it this far in life. And I mean, that hits home, you know, that hits deep. And I'm just like super grateful that you are here right now, because I can't even explain the feeling. Like, it feels so much bigger than me. Like, that I can't even fully grasp like how important you are and the things that you're going to do here on this earth. Oh my gosh. And it seems like you're getting to this point now where like you really are lit on fire. Like, you have passion in your veins right now about something that you're working on, and it might be working on your self-love. You might have a project. You might already be getting clarity on what your higher purpose is. And the feeling that I kept getting was just that you are this super understated leader in life, that you have, especially at this point in your life, that you have been somebody who has, because of your like super understated like energy or way about you, people just like naturally look to you for direction. And it kept coming to me that like this like feeling of like you don't rule with an iron fist. You aren't a leader because of like a domination or tyranny, but you rule because of, I mean, one, because of so many of the things that you've been through that are freaking insane, that people would not understand, that they would like, I mean, if you were to explain to them half of the things that you've gone through, they wouldn't even know it, you know? Like, they would be so freaking surprised because you have, like, shed those, like, the like, scarred, beat up layers that have come from that. And, like, you're freaking shining. A star. I keep hearing you're a freaking star because you are so bright and you're so special, and people look to you. People look to you. And that might feel a little bit intimidating to you to hear. That's okay. That's okay. I think that's a part of like why you seem to have this like understated energy about you, this way about you when you're leading, because you didn't come in asking to be a leader. It's like you just kind of fell into this, right? So that might intimidate you to hear that people are looking to you, but it's you know, it's not because, you know, you're under scrutiny here, but it's because people recognize that you have this special like feeling about you, and this light, and the people that do know you, that have been through, that are aware of the things that you've been through, that you have overcome some seriously difficult obstacles and come out the other side like smiling and finding gratitude for life, you know, and gratitude for the things that you have. And maybe even I can go as far as to say that you've had gratitude for the things that you've been through, because you're that kind of person. You're that kind of person who has not been taken down by life, who has not like had your heart like calcified over from the difficult things, that like people that do know this about you are even more in awe of you and look up to you even more, because like it doesn't even make sense that you would be this kind of person for all of the things that you've been through. So like I don't think you understand. I wish I could put it into words. Like, you are such a special spirit, and there's a very real chance that people have even recognized that about you since the moment that you were freaking born. Some of you out there, your parents even recognize that in the hospital, that since the moment that you were born, you were special. And I don't know about you, but there used to be a period of my life where I really rejected that. That I recognized I was special, but I rejected that as a belief, because I was like, I've already got enough on my plate. Like, if this is what it means to be special, I don't want to be special, right? But I think because you have, you know, recently gone through this period, like, I don't know that I can fully understand it, and I don't know that I can fully put it into words, but you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, this period of time where you went through things, especially recently, that people didn't even know. Like, almost as if this is what happens like when you clock out and go home at night. Like, the things that people aren't seeing when the lights are off and the moon is up, and that is the only entity that's witnessing you is this moon, right? And now that you're coming out the other side of that, and you're stepping into this light, at first it's kind of blinding, right? Especially if you've ever been a performer and you like step out onto that stage and you're nervous, a little bit overwhelmed. The lights are so freaking bright, like it's a little disorienting. But it seems like we might even be getting just past that point. Like, it seems like you might finally have your eyes starting to adjust, and like you're starting to feel a little bit more like you have your feet underneath you. And that doesn't mean that you're not still experiencing stuff too. It's that you have changed so freaking much that it's almost like I mean, either these things just kind of move around you and you still move onward, or you have things that like move through you and you no longer cling to them, or like put them on like an old comfortable sweatshirt, right? Like that's not your person anymore. This old you that was, who always gets the short end of the stick, that like things don't work out for you, you have bad luck, like that you're hurt, you're broken, you're damaged, like whatever these like titles that you used to wear, like a freaking name tag, like tattooed to your forehead. And we're saying this gracefully, okay, with so much love and understanding, because that was where you were at in your life. You were consumed by it. Like your head just kept getting dunked underwater and you kept trying to come up for air, and every time you did, like you just got shoved back under, right? So here we are. I mean, it's not even like we're done getting our head shoved underwater. It's like we are starting to understand that like you have like power, like you can control the water now. You can control the tides. You can control like the way that water moves, that the world moves around you. And you, I mean, I'm hearing like you found your way home to yourself, the home in yourself, that the everything about the world can keep changing, and that doesn't mean that it affects you, you know. I used to say to people, like, I felt like a crumpled up napkin on the side of the road, or jokingly, like, you know, plastic bag drifting through the wind. Who said that? Katy Perry? Like, I mean, you're like so far past that point that you feel like almost immovable in the place that you are in right now. And if you haven't recognized that yet, start paying attention to it. Like start like looking for the things that you've had in the last couple days, or like in the coming next couple days, of experiences that you've had multiple times and in multiple periods of your life, especially over the last couple months, and like reflect on how you handled it and the way that you talk to yourself through that. Like it's almost like we're not even having to do this thing here of like, you know, we're coming up to some type of like pothole and then you need to drive around it. It's almost like either you like paved that over, or you're just driving down a whole freaking new road at this point. So you don't even get like tripped up by stuff that you used to get tripped up by. That, I mean, you've unlocked like this whole freaking new world. Oh my gosh. Like I wish that I could, I'm hoping this is coming out the way that like I can feel it, that I like understand, because it just doesn't feel like words do it justice. And I think that's kind of the point. Like trying to describe color to somebody, right? Or the way that like the sun like, you know, strains through the leaves and the trees and lights things up around it, right? Like trying to describe that to somebody, no words are fully going to do it justice. No words are going to fully do it justice. And that's why the people around you can freaking feel it. And a lot of people are intimidated by it. I mean, don't get too lost on that, okay? Like, that's the nice thing. It is hard. There's so much grief that comes with it. But that is the nice thing about having such potent, special energy, like such a special spirit, is that like it just naturally weeds people out. The people that are not vibrating on that frequency, yeah, you don't even have to worry about them. They'll see their way out. They'll literally say, oh, there's the door. Yep, that's my time to go. I'm getting called, right? Like, so you don't even have to worry about that. But it does suck. That does suck. Like there's so much grief that comes with that. And there's even grief that comes with, you know, saying goodbye to the old you or your old life, you know, the life that you thought you were going to have. And not even because, you know, the old version of you, the smaller version of you, like was dreaming up the best life ever, but actually because of kind of the safety that comes from living smaller. It sucks. It's uncomfortable. Like living in shoes that you've definitely outgrown. It's uncomfortable, but there's familiarity to it, right? There's a lot of comfort and familiarity And it seems like you are in such a new place right now that there's not a ton of familiarity. There's some, but more like a deja vu. Like it seems like the familiarity you're experiencing right now is a deja vu. Like maybe just your soul has been here before, or like maybe because you're becoming so aligned, like you haven't been living aligned, so that feeling is new to you, but the feeling is still technically familiar because that's your soul. You're aligned with your soul now, with your higher self, with your higher purpose. And I mean, there's like a few things that I kind of journaled about that. Let's do a quick time jump. All right, we're halfway through. This has kind of already been all over the place. I had a lot of notes. We tossed that all to the wind because of all the technology issues. I mean, really what I want this channel to be is a lot of things, but the hope is I've kind of been like loosely calling it like spiritual or emotional hygiene, which can just really be interpreted a lot of ways, but it's more like how do we freaking remind like you of the person that you are and the way that you want to live and where the heck you're going, right? Like if you are living in alignment, I mean, the like analogy that came up for me earlier when I was journaling about this was like, I mean, you can only see as far as your headlights are at nighttime, right? But that doesn't mean that you can't drive that way. So, I mean, I think a lot of your life you've actually been driving that way, and it's actually just the darkness was what you thought was your future. So you thought you knew where you were going, but now you're aware that darkness is not your future, and you're still driving by the light of your headlights. You can only see so far. And I have a feeling like quite a few of you have started, especially if you've resonated with my readings about like starting to come into your higher purpose. I'm starting to get the sense that quite a few of you actually know what that is right now, or at least getting clarity. Like you're not just like acting purely out of what the heck is going on. Like you're starting to kind of be like, okay, I think I know what's going on around here. Not fully, not the whole picture, but you know. So there's like a couple things that I thought would be kind of helpful to just help settle into this new phase, right? Because there's like so much going on, a lot's moving through you, a lot's moving around you. Like even if your like immediate surroundings have not actually changed, maybe they have for you, but I mean, you could be in a new type of career path, or have new projects, have new relationships happening in your life, romantic or not, or just the fact that you inside yourself feel so different. That so much is happening right now, right? Like so much change, and you're starting to feel, I think, a little bit more settled into it if it's been a little bit for you. But like something that I think is important to do now and like at multiple times in this process is to try to slow down and check in with yourself. Like in a really easy way to kind of like assess. I mean, I'm imagining like an EMT does, where they like check the vitals and stuff. So like this is like a vital check. Look for how the things are balanced in your life right now. And balance is not equal but equitable when it comes to life, right? So have you noticed any shifts in the way that things are balanced? And kind of pay attention to when that happened, right? Like if there was a shift in this balance, kind of in this time frame of you becoming more aligned and like having a more open heart, like a more open spirit, like a spiritual awakening, like if it's in that time frame, then it's likely because you're acting more in alignment now, right? So maybe you are spending more time with the people around you, or you're spending more time on things that like feed your soul, or like that can give some context about the balance. But outside of that, generally, like look to where like the balance is shifting, or if there's been any shifts, or if slowly like things have started like pushing a little bit too far into one area of your life. And I think for some of you, especially if you've had a lot of difficulty in your life, that is likely a lot of extra energy in probably first is going to be your career. So those of you who are working yourself to the bone, let's draw some awareness to that, do a little exploration, and try to shift like the scales in the other direction. And for some of you, there might be an overemphasis into relationships, and likely romantic relationships in your life. I feel like people have had a lot of difficulty, probably don't have super close relationships with their families. That might not be true for you, so obviously always take what resonates and use your intuition for that. But if you don't have like super close relationships with your family, then I mean, you probably end up having a pretty stinking close relationship to the person that you end up dating. And I don't think a ton of you actually are in a relationship right now, because I mean, I've kind of noticed that, like, something specifically in 2025, there's been a lot of breakups. So there may very well be quite a few of you that are in your single life right now, right? That, like, I mean, this came up when I was journaling earlier about and like meditating, trying to figure out like what needed to be shared with y'all today, was actually that there may be a shift in your balance where you feel like you don't have time for a relationship. And if you do have a relationship right now, then that's something to draw some awareness to. But a lot of you, I think, actually don't have a relationship or are feeling the ends of a relationship, like as if you've outgrown them or things just aren't working out right. That like, it seems like you might actually be in this energy of like, I don't really have the energy, I don't really have the time, I got a lot going on, you know, and those things obviously so valid and so true for a lot of you. But I do want to also encourage you to stay open to things, right? Like, I think a lot of the steadfastness does also come with, like, when you're really truly grounded and in touch, like, with your higher self, like living aligned, like, there's actually a lot of fluidity too that comes with it. Almost like, I'm imagining like you're like a water bottle or a container like full of water, that like the water itself stays the same volume, you know, and is still the same liquid, right? But like, there's allowance for movement now, that like, that includes staying open to, because for some of you who have been like listening to my readings for a little while, like, there's going to be somebody that's coming into your life, and actually it may very well be quite a few options of people who you can have some type of partnership. And I think for a lot of you, it's actually like meant to be some type of romantic partnership. For some of you, it's because they're actually like a part of this like higher purpose that you are like now starting to step into. But let's not even think like too big here, because like that can also be kind of intimidating, like, or not even intimidating, like have this like pressure to it, like, but what if I don't want a relationship right now? Because like life is all about choices too, right? So this is just like a lot of these like things that you receive from your intuition are just like general guidances and things to like be aware of. But I do think, you know, I'm saying that like as if you might really be resistant, but I think actually this like resistance you've been experiencing about opening up to like new relationships, I think is not super deeply rooted. Like, if you really tried to pull that weed out of the ground, I think the roots wouldn't put up too much of a fight, because I think the type of relationship that's about to walk into your life right now is going to have you thinking, yeah, why would I even fight that, right? So, anyway, I think we're getting on a tangent here. Yeah, I'm definitely all over the place today. I had a lot to share, but I'm not even worried about that. Like, really, I think what needed to happen today was we just needed to connect at some point, so that way we can keep the vibrations high, right? Like, that's a part of like spiritual hygiene, is like connecting with the people who are like vibrating on that frequency. So like, I mean, I can feel that from you guys, especially if you're like interacting with my videos, like you are like communicating to me like that you're here you feel my frequency, I feel your frequency, as much as we can get that through the phone, which is pretty freaking strong. I'm a pretty attuned empath, to be honest. Anyway, that feels like a tangent. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, really, I think the important thing was just not necessarily going through the motions as if we're downplaying the importance of it, but going through the motions because that's what a habit is you show up no matter how you're feeling. And a part of that spiritual and emotional and energetic hygiene is connecting with the people in your life that are vibrating on this frequency. And the relationships that are coming into your life are vibrating on this frequency too. And they're a different caliber of people, okay? We ain't doing these scraps anymore. Let's circle back to this beginning here. I don't know how well, how clearly I communicated. You are freaking spiritual royalty, okay? And you have people coming in that are treating you as such and who are going to continue to freaking raise the bar for themselves and for other people, because you are worthy of so much and so much goodness, especially because you give so much. I know that you're a freaking giver. I know that you overgive. I know that you have been wanting that type of reciprocation in your life so freaking badly. Let's do a time check. All right, we got a few more minutes. You've wanted that reciprocation so freaking badly in your life that you are finally in a place where you can receive it. Not that you weren't allowed to receive it before, but if I have my umbrella up, I'm not going to get rained on. I have to close the umbrella and put it away, and then I can start getting rained on, right? Which is kind of ironic because it has started raining while we've been talking. So you're finally at this point where you're starting to open yourself, your heart and your spirit up to receiving. We are unlearning this freaking lack mentality, guys. We are over that, right? We are over the staying small. We're over the short end of the stick, and we're over the I just have to survive on scraps. Okay, we are moving into abundance right now, and it's such an incredible place to be moving into, especially after a lifetime of feeling like you've been living in a freaking famine, and I hope that we can continue to bring this awareness around how we think and feel about that stuff, and if that really feels aligned, right? There may be parts of you that still feel well, I don't feel fully worthy when people are offering to do things for me or give me things, or even quite literally give you money. I feel like money is one of the easiest ways to tell, are you in a lack or abundance mindset? How freely you give it and how freely you receive it, right? So, doing this, check-in should include, where are my thoughts and words going? Am I speaking to myself in a way inside my head and also to other people? When I go to tell people, am I telling them no, I can't receive that, or I don't know, fill in the blank of whatever example. There's so many ways that you can highlight where you're at in your belief system. Are they aligning with your higher self? Because dude, if we want to just sign up for our best life today, which is what we're doing, right now, we're signing up, or yesterday if you already did it, right? If we're signing up for our best life, it is, I live in abundance of love, of the things that financial gain brings, okay? I don't put emphasis on money because really money is the step in between all the other stuff. So that freedom, being taken care of and being able to move about in the world in the way that you want to with your hobbies, exploring, experiencing things that make you feel alive and bring so much meaning to your life. Bringing awareness around, first celebrating how freaking far that you have come. I think a lot of you, now that you're really starting to realize the royalty that you are starting to allow people to do stuff for you and to receive things. And when they say good things about you, you're Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're not disagreeing with that anymore, right? Like we want to keep moving in that direction, and these check-ins are so good for like, how am I doing on that? Like, to celebrate. Remember, people. Remember, because I have a very good feeling that you have not been celebrating yourself. To celebrate how freaking far you come, dude. You've been through hell and back. I hope I'm allowed to say that word on here. It's a place, right? Like, I mean, religious people say it, so it's technically not a bad word. You get what I'm saying? You've been through hell and back so many times that like we can celebrate that every day. But like, let's even look at the little stuff that's happening every day. The way that like you're saying no when you used to say yes out of like the people pleasing tendencies, or the way that you used to talk yourself down, and now you're starting to tell people, yeah, like I recognize that like I have a lot to offer and I do incredible things and I just have an inherent value, right? Like we want those refreshers. And also, where's our attention going to? Like, I've had quite a few ways to like kind of keep, I think we'll do that in another video because that's kind of getting into like kind of a can of worms. But like paying attention to where our energy is going into, that we're like, like what percentage of your time is being time and energy, right? Because those are not always equal. I mean, it's not one for one on that all the time. So like how much of your time and energy is going into what part of your life, your career, the adulting things that you don't want to do, the people in your life, and what kinds of people, the ones that drain you or the ones that fill your cup, your hobbies, all of those things. Just a quick refresher. And I mean, it may not even need to be super formal. You don't need to sit down with a piece of paper. I think it's helpful if you do. But you may not even necessarily need to sit down with a piece of paper and start ranking your numbers out, or, you know, like portion it off literal percentages. Like, I think you can feel it. And you've probably already been getting some feelings about it. That like, yeah, you've been doing a lot of adulting. You haven't felt like you've had a ton of fun lately, right? Or you're feeling a little lonely and you've like noticed that you haven't spent a ton of time with your people. So let's do those check-ins, and let's freaking remember, okay? Let's start every freaking day with, I am royalty. Like, you kings and queens out there are incredible people. You are incredible people that you are, just by being in the same room as other people, are raising the vibrations. You are a freaking gift to this world. You are a gift to this world. And if people don't approach your relationship with gratitude, kick them out. We done. Because everybody around you that is aware of the value that you have will be so freaking grateful to have a relationship with you, to just have you in their life and have some of your time and energy put into them. It's a gift. It's a gift. Act like it, baby. Come on. And I'll keep reminding you every day, just in case you forget. Because I forget too. It happens. We get lost in the shuffle of things sometimes. So these are the refreshers. These are the check-ins that we need. These are the check-ins that we need. And these are like the cleansing. Like, I feel like the rain is symbolic of that. Like, what are we using in our life? It can be church, it could be videos of people who produce content like this. Like, what parts of your schedule, hopefully daily, but at least weekly, that give you this cleansing of like, okay, like a reminder. Who am I? Where am I going? Like, in an aligned way, okay? Not just like I'm getting lost in the shuffle of problems and to-do lists and all the things that need to be taken care of, okay? Where am I going in my life, and how am I feeling? Like, what is feeding my soul? What isn't? Who's feeding my soul and who isn't? And what decisions do I need to make based off of that? And I'd love to hear it in the comments. And if you're feeling some extra high vibrations, I'd love to feel that in the comments too, guys. Like, let's keep bringing that like vibration up and like piggybacking off of each other's energy. Keep those people close in your life that you can piggyback off their energies. So that way, when you're having those down days, like I was today, I mean, I tried to start this video like 3 hours ago. Oh. Okay, Sally's ready to get going. I tried to start this video like 3 hours ago, and I have not been in the place to do it. And I can't necessarily say I was still in the place to do it, but I freaking showed up because this was important. You all are so important to me. I love you so freaking much, and I'm so grateful to have you in my soul family. And I want to make sure that I'm here to connect with you. I want to make sure that I'm opening up this space for you to feel seen, to feel heard, to feel cheered on, because I'm your freaking cheerleader. Okay? So let's do a little check-in. How are we doing? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what y'all are needing. If we need to do some more readings on anything in particular that I've been talking about lately. Or if you just need some love and encouragement. And if you have any, pass it on to the next person, right? I love you. And I want to send you a big hug. And you don't have to receive it. Reject it if you want to. I just send it anyway, just in case you do want it. All right, stay aligned, folks. Till next time.